we said that one of the jobs of people that do statistics is to take a big set of data and boil it down to a few numbers that people can get their mind around. I've put the data that we had left over from the previous lesson up here. This data represents home runs of various baseball players. One baseball player had as few as 2 home runs. Another one had as many as 17. But I'm sure you've heard of the words mean and median. And mean and median are 2 of the statistical measures that we use to describe a set of data. Now, the word mean is the same as the word average. And Becca, how do you calculate the average of a bunch of numbers?
You add up all of your data and then you divide by how many numbers you had.
Okay, she said you add them up and you divide by how many there are. So if we wanted to find the average number of home runs or the mean number of home runs, we would take these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 numbers up here, add them up and divide by 14, okay? So, Isaac, you brought your calculator along. Let me read these numbers to you, and you add them up for us, okay? So here we go, 7 plus 17 plus 14 plus 2 plus 7 plus 9 plus 5 plus 12 plus 3 plus 10 plus 4 plus 12 plus 7 plus 15. And then hit enter, and you get what?
124.
Okay, so these numbers add up to 124, and we said there are 14 of them. So now hit divided by 14, enter, and you get what?
8 point, and it's a really long number.
Okay, give me the first 2.
857, so it'd be 86.
Okay. Like that, 8.6? Or did you say 8 point?
Yeah, 8.86.
Oh, 8.86. So let's just round it off to the nearest tenth and say 8.9. Okay? So quite often this will happen when you're dividing, you'll get a decimal. So usually when we calculate an average, we'll round it off. In this case, we rounded it off to the nearest tenth. So most people are familiar with that. You add them up, divide by how many there are. So the average number of home runs is 8.9. The median, you don't need a calculator for. That's what's nice about the median. The median, if you think about driving down a freeway, there's a median strip. The median is in the middle between the northbound lane and the southbound lanes. So that's what we need to do if we want to calculate the median, is to find the middle. But the numbers have to be in order to find the middle. So what I'm going to do here is rewrite my numbers. I hope you guys will help me out. I could either go smallest to largest or largest to smallest. It doesn't matter. Let's say we go smallest to largest, okay? So I see a 2 as my smallest, and then 3, and then 4, and then 5, 7, I guess, and there's another 7. Now make sure that you list it twice. If it shows up twice up there, it has to show up twice down here. Where am I at?
There's still one more 7.
9? Is there another 7? Uh-huh. Thank you. And I don't see any 8s, but there's a 9, isn't there? And then we have a 10. I don't see another 9. 12? You agree with that? Looks like we have a couple of 12s. I see a 14, a 15, and a 17, okay? Now remember, we had a total of 14 numbers up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So if you think about taking 14 numbers and chopping it right in half, the middle would have 7 big ones and 7 little ones. So if I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, there's the line that's right in the middle of my data. Now, if I had an odd number of numbers, like 5 numbers, then I would have 2 below, 2 above, and there would be 1 right in the middle. But when you have an even number of numbers, like 4, 2 above, 2 below, and there isn't anything in the middle. So you have to take care of that. If you have an odd number, that middle one will be your median. But in this case, we have an even number, so there is no number in the middle. What you then do is average the 2 that are in the middle. So my median is 7 plus 9 divided by 2. You just average those 2. And 7 plus 9 is 16, and 16 divided by 2 is 8. Makes sense that 8 would be right in between 7 and 9. So the mean of this set of data is a little bit bigger than the median. And we'll talk about what that means later on. But let me introduce you to one other statistical measure, and that is the range. We have a range of numbers. It goes all the way from 2 up to 17. This one's called the minimum, or the smallest. This one's called the maximum, or the largest. And the range is found just by subtracting those. Okay? If you think of a number line, and there's your smallest, and there's your largest, then the range is just that distance that encompasses all your data. So the range of this set of data is 17 minus 2, which is 15. Okay? So far we've talked about the mean, the median, and the range. And those are 3 important statistical measures. And it tells me a lot to tell me that the mean or the median is about 8 and the range is about 15. I can have a pretty good picture of what these numbers are without looking at the entire set of data.